Hi, I'm Tom Knight with the Atlanta Institute of Music and Media. It's Friday, December 19, 2014, and joining us today via FaceTime is AIM alumnus and former AIM drum instructor Chris Coleman, who, in my opinion, is easily the best drummer alive today. I would even go so far as to say if reincarnation exists, then the essence of Buddy Rich's speed and accuracy landed squarely in your lap, my friend.
I appreciate the love. That's a lot, though. Oh, man, Tom Knight.
Hey, so tell us where you are right now and what's going on in your world right now.
I'm in Seoul, Korea right now, recording with Lee Ritenour, Melvin Davis, and John Beasley. We're working with a Korean artist, Wong Sang, I think I'm saying her name correctly. And we have a studio session today. I got about an hour before lobby call. We had rehearsal last night. We have two shows here, one in Seoul on Sunday and then another city on Saturday. So right now, that's what's going on. A bunch of music in my head.
That's cool. That's cool. What's been happening for you this year? Give us a little bit of a 2014 Chris Coleman rundown.
Wow, man, this year has been great for me. It started out earlier, maybe first quarter, touring with Sheila all throughout Europe and the U.S. Been working off and on with Lee Ritenour, back and forth to Europe a lot for drum festivals and a lot of clinics this year. I might be up to about 33 clinics this year.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been crazy. I mean, sometimes tours of anywhere from 5 to 10 clinics, and I was just in Brazil for almost 20 days. So it's just been a great year. I can't complain.
Tell me about the students around the world. What do you notice about the drummers around the world? What are they interested in? Say, for example, outside the U.S. Is it different than what we're looking for here? What do you find with the drummers around the planet?
What I am noticing, and it's from my view, from my seat, it's the thing of, oh my God, let me learn gospel chops. It's like I get that request so much. Okay, yeah, so please explain it to us and break it down, that type of thing. I've also done some festivals, like I said, in other countries, and I guess they're really hungry, just in general, and they have a greater appreciation for the individual along with the style. You understand what I'm saying? It's like a combination of, I follow you on YouTube, I follow you on Instagram. I mean, I've had people say, hey man, your son and, your dad, I seen the pictures on Instagram with your dad and I saw this video you played. It's personal and it's musical, that type of thing. So they're kind of like on a broad scale, but it's not just gospel chops. It's anybody who's sitting in the current seat, like a clinic seat or a show seat, that type of thing. So for me, it's the hunger. They're hungry, man. That's obvious,
That's cool. That's very cool. What would you say the most interesting thing that has happened to you this year?
This year?
Yeah.
Wow.
Most memorable, most interesting thing, perhaps.
Okay, one thing, I've been to Indonesia, and for me, I look at everything, when I show up to a city, and it's the people, it's the response, it's the equipment, it's the production. I'm looking at everything. And I've been to Indonesia many times, but this particular time, for me to show up and, hey, we're going to do a clinic, there's like 1,500 people there. But on top of that, I had two classmates that I went to school with. They showed up, with old pictures, and I'm just like, oh, man, it was a big reunion. And, well, I was just like, I think that touched me more than anything because one of them, he had his kids, and we talked about, man, remember when you had you said you were going to do this and you wanted to dream and I was dreaming this and I said I was going to do this. And, you know, I don't know. That's one that sticks out. I mean, there's many, but for right now, that's the one that jumps out at me.
I can totally relate to that. It's kind of maybe a full circle moment for you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I can relate to that. I can remember dreaming about a thing and then experiencing that thing many years later and remembering that I was dreaming about it at one point, and that full circle thing coming into effect. Yeah, that's really, really cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I will say this. I will say one other the duet, you know, with Dave Weckl, like that whole, just how it's still fresh for me. Like
that's
what?
huge. That is so huge. And you threw down, dude. I mean, wow. It's amazing. And you know what's really cool for me about that is that Nita Whitaker is one of the singers.
Oh, yeah.
Don LaFontaine's wife. He was, and still is, the biggest movie trailer voiceover actor of all time. That's his wife. That's his wife. So, for me, that was kind of cool to see,
wow.
You know, my old friend, his wife, he's part of this thing, you're part of this thing. How cool is that? I don't know. It's kind of a cool detail for me. But yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, because of course I was going to ask you about it. Now you told me.
Cool.
What are your plans for 2015? What you got? What's in the future for Chris Coleman?
Man, I got to get my band and my music off the ground. I've been working so much, which is a blessing, and it's not a complaint, but, you know, sometimes I do wish I had a little more time to devote and finish production, and I pretty much finished the writing and the ideas. Now it's just about getting the clientele together, because I want to play with all my friends, you know, and I want to record it's a double disc record. I want to record that, a lot of music, and you know, I just want to start that experience. You know, that's really where I'm at. I've been there for quite some time. You know, I know I'm 35, and I've always been a goal-oriented person. You know, the definition of being a professional musician is someone who gets compensated for what they do, you know. And if I'm going by that definition alone, then I've been a professional since I was 15, you know. So for me, it's been 20 years of serving, you know, the music, serving other people's dreams and visions, which is cool. It's been fun. It's been real. I'm not saying I'm done. It's just I want to try something new. I want to move more into that, you know, that artist realm. And I'm like oozing with all these ideas, so I got to do something with it.
Well, you know, the entire planet is waiting for that. So you've got a built-in $billion industry waiting for you, I think. Seriously. The whole world is waiting for it.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
Well, hey, let's get to some of the questions from our followers.
Okay.
The first is from, I want to make sure I say this the name correctly, Wangi Aguayo. He asks, do you have a specific practice routine?
I have a practice structure, not necessarily a routine. The ABC practice method from my instructional DVD is a template. It's something that it doesn't matter what it is. You know, you're going to filter it from A, learn something, B, practice something, C, apply it. Every practice session, you know, that's what happens on stage. You know, that's what we use to make it happen. Someone says, hey, Tom Knight, you're an amazing drummer, which he is. And he's like, okay, we heard him at a jam session. The guy or the artist gives you a CD. Boom. First thing Tom's going to do, because we don't have enough time, he's going to learn it. He's going to learn the music. B, he's going to practice music. C, he's just going to go play it. It happens in that sequence in real life. I think sometimes the problem we have as drummers, we don't practice like that, so we don't see the result on stage. So I don't have a routine as much as I do a structure. So it changes, you know, daily when I get a chance to practice.
Amazing answer. That's I'm taking notes. to make sure that I
Yeah, I took some notes too, messing around with Tom and let it. Wait, play that again, Tom.
You're reminding me of what I need to be doing. Thank you. And okay. Next, from Tyrone Steele, he asks, can you talk a little bit about your tuning, how it affects your attack or your sound or your approach?
Okay. For me personally, I'm kind of a techie, geek guy when it comes to equipment and all of that as far as drums. So I realized that every drum is still alive, even though it's been cut and re-glued and, that type of thing. It still has its own voice. We can line up 4 12-inch toms, same exact diameter and length, same color, same wood, same thickness, and all 4 of them are going to resonate at a different pitch. So it's about finding the sweet spot of each individual drum. Normally, if you go for the sweet spot, the drum sounds amazing, and most of the companies now, all companies are making a decent drum, But if you want to get creative, that's when you start manipulating. I want to take it up, maybe in the jazz range, or I'm looking some drum and bass type stuff, that type of thing. Or I want to go low for a big fat sound. It may be lower than the sweet spot, but at that point, it's really personal preference to me, So, there's a couple other angles we can come, but for me, it's about finding the sweet spot.
Listening to the drum and letting it kind of tell you where it wants to be tuned, maybe?
Yeah, exactly.
Sweet. All right, Tyrone, there's your answer. Josh Word wants to know, do you prefer to practice to a click or to a play-along track?
Both. I never, well, I won't say never, but I try my best to not practice without, a click. I've always got a click going somewhere. And I'm going to do play-alongs, because I want to work on the musicality as much as an idea, you know what I'm saying, rhythmically. So I want to make sure that I'm playing music, so that the idea comes across musically as opposed to, hey, I'm grooving and here's a drum chop. That type of thing. I want it to be seamless, So
the music from the play-along track, I guess, helps you keep your focus on the musicality and not just the timeliness of what you're doing.
Right. Even though it is about the timing too, I like play-alongs because especially if you're able to record yourself, it's even better because you can go back and say, let me try this, or let me adjust this, let me lay back. Okay, well, let me try modulating or displacing the groove or the beat or something like that. But then the thing is, every time you press play, it's the exact same thing. The bass player is going to do the exact same thing in the same spot, that type of thing. So that's what makes it playing along to a play along beautiful.
Awesome. All right, we got time for one more. Darian Keith Brown asks, is there a particular physical activity that helps you get the best out of your drumming, like weight training or aerobic exercise or maybe even a particular sport?
It's twofold for me. Yeah, I like to go to the gym and work out. I've been trying to take care of my health, that type of thing. It dawned on me, what we do is physical. So,
yes, it is.
Right? Having full activity of your limbs without any, hang-ups is a good thing, And then another thing for me, I like motorsports, motorcycles and jet skis. And sometimes for me, like when I'm on my bike, I have to focus. So I can't think about anything. If I was stressed about something or something's bothering me, I can't think about it because I got to focus on the road. It kind of helps me free up some space. So
that's interesting. That's really interesting. So maybe an escape of sorts to sort of recharge your batteries. Almost.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
Yep.
That's an interesting. I bet Darian Keith Brown was not expecting that answer, but you know what? That's a really important thing because it's all work no play makes Jack a dull boy, right? I mean that's the old saying.
Yes, sir.
So we do have to
Tom
take breaks.
Tom Knight said it best.
No. I'm, ladies and gentlemen, this is not about me. This is about Chris. Thank you for reminding me this wisdom, all this wisdom. Oh, okay. Many of the questions that you just answered were posed by current AIM students, but for viewers who aren't in school, do you have any advice for those guys and girls?
At the end of the day, no matter whether you have the education or not, or you have the finances to obtain the education or not, pursue your dream. You know, just go. I can't really say it like I want to say it. I don't want to offend nobody. Just go all out, you know. Tom, you know what I'm trying to say.
I do.
You know? But it's the thing of, it's the drive of the dream. You know, if it's something that means something to you, you know, push for that thing, man. That's the thing that'll keep you alive. That'll help you get through the trenches in life. You know, of course, education is always better. It gives you extra keys on your key ring, so you can open up more doors. You know, not that you won't have any keys for any doors. You know. But the education just gives you that much more of an edge, you know. And the thing for me about school, especially a school like Atlanta Institute of Music, it's beautiful because you get to work on you and your music. You know, it's not like a college where it's not about you. You know, in a post-secondary school, it's like, hey man, like for example, I'll make it personal, you know. Being in class as a bass student when I was there in Atlanta Student Music, it's like I'm finding myself as a bass player, the mentality. Like I gotta find my identity. I gotta find myself. Then I get to work on my play with people like Tom Knight. So it's like, okay, like yeah, I gotta step my game up. Like you know what I'm saying? It's the beauty of you can work on both in the school like an AIM. You only get out of it what you put in it. So you're not, if you're lazy, you don't care and you don't put anything in it, then you won't get anything out of it. You know, that type of thing. So I think it's beautiful. You know, like I said, I am pro education, but even if you can't afford it, you know, there are some people in countries, and it's been humbling to go to some countries and these people are so hungry. They want to go to school, but man, they can barely afford bread, bro, you know. So my heart goes out, and like I said, I encourage people, man, whether you have the education or not, just push for your dream. Just push for your dream.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah.
Well, Chris, my brother, thank you so much for taking time out of your crazy schedule to talk to me for 20 minutes.
Oh, good.
Well, listen, safe travels, my friend. I hope I get to see you soon. If you're ever in Atlanta, you know you got to call me. Come to school.
Yes, sir.
You know, we'll hang. You know, meet some of the students, and of course, maybe get you to do a clinic. Yes. Yes.
I'm down.
Awesome.
I'm down.
Well, thank you so much, and hope to see you soon.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
Tom Knight with the Atlanta Institute of Music and Media, and I'll see you on the next episode.